Hello. I'm doing my mic over. How's everybody doing today? Well, I swear, this mic arm is just garbage sometimes. Hi, Goddess. Hey, welcome in. How are you doing today? I am so sorry. I want to send you a message in Discord, but I did not get a notification about your stream earlier. My other half said that he did. So something funky on my end, but I did not get a notification. And then, like, a little bit later, I saw a pop up come up say, "Hey, maintain your stream," whatever the thing is, where it does the thing where it's like, you watched it X amount of times in a row. That popped up, and it's like, maintain that by going and looking at their VOD. And I'm like, what was that from? Was it from the other day when your network was kind of being funky and it was going off and on? No, it was from today. I had no idea that you're online. It's so crazy. Oh, don't worry about it. I had to end. I mean, I need to move this screen closer because I am blind as a bat. Ooh, don't worry about it. I had to end it. I'm guessing early after probably, gosh, maybe less than an hour because I was crocheting and it made me sleepy. I couldn't keep going on. No, that's totally fine. I didn't have time because I was working, but I did open it and skim through it just to make sure it was from today and then just see what you're doing. I saw some of it. But like I skimmed past and saw you mentioned that like a part of what you were working on was like cinched up too much because I guess you miscounted or something changed. And so part of it's kind of cinched up a little bit. But I mean, overall, it looked great. I didn't see any problems. Oh, hey, let me switch to this. Camera. Yeah, I was last minute Andy today. Man, let me tell you, I was finishing up some work stuff and there wasn't even anything like anyone asked me to do. It was something like self-inflicted, but I got caught up in like the thrill of trying to figure it out. So, and I did. It just took me an hour, an hour later than I planned. So I literally came over and started the stream and went off to take care of stuff and get coffee and all that and got back just in time to start. So that's where I'm at today, doing who knows what. Okay. So what am I going to do today? Well, one thing I was thinking about was this. Obviously, you can literally tell I did nothing over here since Thursday. Everything was sitting here exactly the way it was. So nothing has changed since Thursday. Uh, Crochet is just so relaxing sometimes that it puts me to sleep. I have actually drowsed off at times while live. Oh, that's so funny. That's so silly. I think that's great if you want the piece, but I bet if you want to like really try, why do I sound so quiet to me? I don't want to boost it up too loud because I don't want to deaf if something loud happens. I don't know. Well, I would be like, if you want to be sleepy from it, great. But otherwise, I would probably say like you may have to listen to something a little like intensive, like music or something, so you can keep yourself feeling hype while you're doing it. If you don't mind falling asleep while you're while you're online, go for it. I'm sure there's some stupid Twitch rule about not doing that. Who knows? Let me skip this over here. I also had the realization too that while I was working on this and I was like trying to figure out colors, that I've got other paint I could be using. I don't have to use this palette. I'm gonna use I could always use that Kotaku palette or fewer colors, but I've got that Winsor Newton palette. So some of the colors could have been marked here, more pure, but whatever. It's not optimal. No, sleeping while streaming, the fear just should never do that. Um, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this still. I really didn't plan. I thought do something around it that looks like it fits the theme. And the idea is that this looks like Aurora Borealis, right? And the colors are pretty much there, but I think it's because it's on a white background that it just doesn't really look quite as bright. Also, because I'm not using really bright colors, I'm sure is part of it. But I have the thought, what if I tape off over the top of what's already there to keep it safe and then paint a normal kind of night sky around it? So make it look like it's like a negative image, right? But in reality, what it is just the sky around it. And then you get like a little triangle window into the aurora happening into that same night sky. And then I'll put, the stars on top of it like I normally do, and it'll make it more cohesive. See what I mean? Like you can visualize what I'm talking about. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I might put some trees or something down at the bottom of it, but I'm thinking I might keep it mostly sky. We'll see what it does. Maybe we can do that and it'll make it work and we can just kind of fake it and it might look good. We'll see. Once I get the sky in there, I can probably look at putting a mountain in or some sort of scenery for the land down the bottom like that. And it will probably work out. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? So, how to do that? And if we don't like how that ends up coming out, I've got one left, so we can try it again or try something else again. And then we can move on to if we got time at the end, but I want to start on, which I'll show now. I've got two. I may have a third one when I find out how to do it. I have. How did that suddenly get so loud? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just turn off the music because I don't want to have it running right now anyway. Ha. So there. Anywho, Star Trek stuff, of course. I want to bring out the light box and I'm going to trace this so that I can paint it. Just do a basic another Voyager because I haven't done one since my first one. So I am considering doing that, right? And the other one I want to do, which if it comes out, we'll see. But if it comes out, I want to try to do this one too. This is the Enterprise G or Titan, depending on your viewpoint. Titan A, I think, from Star Trek Picard season 3. So this is I think they call it the Constitution 2 class, and they end up turning it into the new Enterprise. They rebrand it basically from being the Titan, and at the end of the show, they turn it in the Enterprise G. It's not really a big secret. Um, so I was thinking of that, and the angle and everything I loved, because it's kind of perfect for what my visual is of it being, space behind it. I think that would be really pretty if I can trace it, and then if I can find the colors that I want to paint it and shadow it and everything and make it look good. So it's been a long time since I've done any sort of Star Trek ship. I've never even done one on stream. It was all done on my own time. So it's going to be a total crapshoot to see how that goes. But I figure starting with, because this one's kind of complicated looking with the additional lines, that's why I'm going to start, I think, with another Voyager. And this time a Voyager at warp. So we'll see how that goes. But that's later. Let's fiddle about with this. Clearly, we're going to need tape. Let me grab that. Oh, that is going to be the hardest thing, figuring out how am I going to tape that down on the inside to mask it off. I do have some smaller tape options as well, so I can look at that. And I've got even smaller, and then I'm not going to go smaller than that because that seems silly. Um, I may, I may end up needing. This. Uh, I hate the idea of using this, but I've got an X-Acto knife. Pshoo. Yeah, it's not going to show up on there, but yeah, I got a blade. Stab, stab, stab. No. So I could put some of the tape on here and then very gently cut through the surface of it so that I can peel it back, without cutting into the paper layer itself, if I need to. So that's kind of, I'm not sure how that'll go, but we'll see. Um, I think it might be my only option though. So I think I'll start with the thinner tape and just try that. I think it's the only thing I can really do. So I'm going to get it fairly well where I need it. I've never tried like reverse masking. I guess that's what you'd call this. I've never tried to reverse masking anything before, so we're gonna see how this goes. Wow, it's so close. I have to take my glasses off. Let me lift them up. Okay, so we've got, and I'm gonna do just shy of. Oh, that's not long enough. I need to move it to the right a little bit. I didn't see that. Okay, let's try it again. Mhm, mhm, mhm. I think that's close. I really don't want there to be a white line left behind when I peel this back. I want it to be fully over the top of what I already painted. See, and I think I was just close to that line. You scoot it back just a tiny bit. Okay. Okay. So tamp it down just a little bit. Um, Again, never done this before, so I'm gonna try. Let me just take my glasses off. Putting it on top of my head is dangerous. I've already broken these glasses once, and I need to get new ones, but they're pretty well in there. I have like the underwire, and it snapped like right at the corner, right there. The wire did, but the frame kind of holds the lens in. That's just kind of extra. So I glued it right there to help hold that in. I just need to get new glasses. It's been a little while. It's time to get new ones. But I have to be really careful because I don't want to break them. All right, so let me try. I'm going to go part way because I don't want to go from end to end just yet. Okay, let's go. I have no idea if that even cut through it. We're going to see. Well, it did. However, I overdid it. So I'm going to need a new sheet, new piece. I know that I can. So that's good. I actually left behind some of the tape there. Gimme, gimme, give it. There we go. Okay. I can do this. Let's try again. That's crazy because I don't think I've got I don't think I've got steady enough hands to be able to fully cut this. Right. I'm just doing it gently. I don't want to go nuts with it. Okay, let me try it like that. So we've got right there. So it's kind of nice. I'm not cutting too deeply. I'm kind of just scoring it. All right. Let's see what it does. Yeah, okay, that came off. Okay, so a gentle cut seems to do it. Okay, let's see how the angled one up here does. I'm sure it's going to be just as funky when I'm trying to do the other pieces on top of it. But let's try this. I'll do the whole line. Oh, I did cut into it. I need to be really careful because I don't want to cut through the paper. Well, let's see how that does. Yeah, it's a little bit too much, but I think the tape I'm going to do crossways is going to fix most of that. Let's do another piece. Actually, let's press this down because I intentionally did not press it down very firmly. Okay. And let's see what we can do next. Well, while I'm doing this, how is everybody doing? Everybody having a good day? It's Monday, beginning of the week. should be where everything is easy because hopefully nobody's being a jerk and they're just starting their week sleepy and quiet with nothing crazy going on. But we know how that goes. That's not always how people are. Some people just crave creating those problems on a Monday when we should be at peace. Instead, they're like, "Ah, problems. Ah." That can go there. I didn't really have any of that. I actually had a really nice, peaceful Monday. Nobody had any problems. Got to work on my fun little side project that I did for myself at the end of the day there. It's something I wanted to do for a long time. I finally got mostly working. Is there a way I can explain it in a way that doesn't really give too much away? Maybe. Damn, still not please. Over to the right, please. I guess the short of it is um I was working on making a report in our reporting solution that queries a database that shows the current status of machines at some of our locations. So, mainly to create a dashboard that shows the current status of those machines, right? The idea being that, the idea being that uh, the way that we have to look up that information for these particular types of machines is kind of clunky. Even though the software is new, it's not done really cleanly. It only sends you like a message when something is offline or failed. And I wanted to have like a visual dashboard, green or red, if something was online or offline or open or closed or whatever, right? And I had a report that I made that does that in text, but it's not really attractive. And I wanted to figure out a way to integrate a map of the US into it to show all of our locations on that map. So I finally figured it out. Nothing huge. Nobody asked for it. I wanted it just as a visual so I could say, we have this thing, here it is. So when people ask, hey, is there any way to look for that? I don't have to make it because I already did. That was my idea to do it like that. And it works. It's not gorgeous, but it works. That's what I care about. It's just got a map of the US. It's got push pins on it. And when the systems were open for the day, they show green. And the systems at those locations are listed when you hover over them with a mouse, and they do a little tooltip to pop up and show you the details of the devices within that location. So you can see if the site is open, and you can see all the devices underneath them, whether they're open or not. It's just a nice all-in-one visual tool, and because I wanted the team that would take the most advantage of it to be able to put it up on like a TV or a computer monitor in their office or something, and be able to have like a kind of like a knock, a network operation center, kind of like a visual guide of the locations and like, these are online, these aren't. What's going on? It's past time for them to be ready. Why aren't they open yet? Something like that, basically. Just as a tool. I like I like efficiency projects, or I guess I used to like efficiency projects. I still do, but I don't do them anywhere near as often as I used to. But this is one that's been kind of, you know, in the background in my mind that I wanted to do. So I'm glad to give them some tools to get their job done easier. And, 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 and right. That one's down. This one I need to trim. And then I'll put probably a little bit over the middle so I don't accidentally splash down, over it. And then we'll tape down the whole outer edge down to this and we can get started. I think it'll work out well. Yeah. It's nice that I have time to work on efficiency projects era of my career. I didn't know if I was ever going to get to that point. I thought I was going to be peon bear forever. And to be fair, I'm still a peon. I'm just a slightly elevated peon, and I do mean slightly. But it's nice. I spent my whole IT career doing the technical support aspect, and it's nice to be able to do something different. I think I cut through that one. Let's make sure. Yep. Yeah, that worked. That worked really well. Honestly, a lot better than I thought I was going to. I thought I was gonna mess that up. All right. Cool, cool, cool. And don't think I need the blade anymore. I'll put that up. I don't cut myself or something else. Stay. I could just use this tape. I don't need to use these others for now. Overhead. And I'll use this. And we'll just do a little bit of covering up this section. I'm trying to think if, because Goddess, I think you said you don't have Paramount for a streaming service, because that's what Star Trek is on. I don't think you've had a chance to watch Star Trek Picard, any of the seasons, I think, right? I think I think you said you got to watch like the first season of Strange New Worlds. I could be wrong. Having Paramount would be nice because you'd be able to see all the Star Trek. But then I realized, what the hell else is on Paramount Plus? I mean, why would you want that? It's really one of those like, I've got nothing to do for this next month. I am going to binge Star Trek. And you just turn that on, pay for one whole month, and you just crank through all that Star Trek and catch up on everything that you want to catch up on, and then turn that thing off. Even better if they've got like a free trial or something and you can just take advantage of it really quick. I didn't realize my triangle is a little bit lopsided. That's okay. It can be lopsided. All right. I think that will work. Let me get the tape up, get my glasses back on so I can see what I'm not doing. And gotta said, correct all the way around. Yeah. Now it makes sense. I mean, it's too damn expensive to pay for some service regularly if you're only going to watch like one show or one series, a set of series, right? But I like the idea of turning it on just long enough to get your fill and then turn it back off again. I like the flexibility. You don't have that kind of flexibility with cable. Well, honestly, at this point, who has cable anymore? Hardly anyone. Okay. Oh, I put that up and I didn't need to. Well, no, I can use the glue tape for this. Let me get the outer edge of this tape down, and then we can figure out what we're going to do for the sky behind it. Okay. So let me try to get as thin a border as I can on this because I want it to be filled with sky. So this is purely just to hold it down. This isn't even to have a decorative clean white border around the edge. That's just a side effect. I need to line it up well because it does need to look parallel with the edge of the paper. Having a time getting the alignment right on everything today. Yeah, good enough. I really have to get good about pressing down my tape. Uh, Omniscient reader. movie was so good. What is it about? I've never heard of that before. Omniscient reader. It sounds like something about a psychic. Omniscient reader. Man, sometimes I think using the blue tape is not great. And it's only because I can't see through it to see the paper on the other side. Like I can barely see it. No pun for my name intended. And someday, if I can find it affordably, I might consider getting washi tape because I think I see the appeal. And that is too far to the right on top. I think I see the appeal of it being transparent. It's worse. That is, gee, same spot, I think. And I feel like I'm going blind today. I cannot see this. Okay, no, that's all right. Use um, and there's an aspect of it I think you would really dig. Constellations as sentient beings. Oh, view so good. Korean sci-fi drama dubbed in English, or have Korean with English subtitles. Really? The constellations are sentient beings. So like they remain as constellations, or they do the come down from the sky, take on human form, and then go back or something like that. Uh, this is long. Let go. Do what I say. Oh, there we go. Me, I'm having a day with that. All right. You stand as well. Okay. Look, it did it. Oh my God. I swear. Bang. Good enough. Weird. I'll have to look that up. Oh, I need to wet my palette. I'll do that in a minute. I always get those wrong. Omniscient, omnipotent. I think omniscient is all knowing and omnipotent is all powerful, right? Is that what that is? Korean dramas are truly the cream of the dramatic crops. I bet they are. The Koreans know how to do a lot of amazing stuff. Hell, their food is great. That's the truth. I think the border thing is a more of a pain in the butt for me when it is something smaller. When it's a larger piece of paper, I don't seem to have this much of a problem. Although it can very well be just me just having a day. All right. So I think I'm going to go traditional like space background, but I might do a little lighter in color as I go down the page. But I'm not going to go nuts with it, I don't think. Oh, right. Let me spray down my palette. Okay. It makes plenty of spray noises, but I do it myself because why not? Okay. All right. How that sits? Let's look that up. Oh, and ads are starting soon too. So, uh, be back. Omniscient reader. There it is. Right on top. Jeez, why does it have to be so pretty? Fascinating. Wow, it just came out in August. I will let ads finish before I get started. I think I'm gonna go big brush today. I really never use these. I wonder if it's even any good for this. Uh, it's only good if I'm gonna use the point. These darker point ones. Good if I want to use the belly to hold a lot of water, but I don't really need to do a point with these. I think the round brushes will do just fine. So what color do I want this? Since I've got kind of a bright sky with the aurora, I think I need to just keep it kind of a neutral blue tone. Maybe like the galaxy or something. I don't know. I think I'll just keep it like a neutral sky color. But I'll let the ads finish. Ads, ads, ads. Do, 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 ads, ads. I also made, well, say when I get back. Oh, yeah. A minute of ads left. Uh, Gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I can get the paper ready for in a minute. Uh, will this be a good enough size for this? When I do this in a bit, I think it'll be fine because all that's really around are stars. And I'm not going to draw these in when I sketch. I'm just going to do my stars like I normally do. But I will do the streaks, I think. Or maybe I won't do the streaks and I'll just remember to do those afterward. I think that's better. But I use this as a reference to get all the angle of the stars down properly. And that way I can expand out and take up the edge of the paper when I do it. I think that'll look cute. Okay. I'll keep that to the side. Whereas over yet, that looks like it. Uh, what happened? Oh, there we go. Welcome back. Yeah, so I found the overview for that movie, Omniscient Reader, that Goddess was talking about. Says Kim Doktra. I'm guessing is how you're going to say his last name. Uh, or her. Her? I'll find out. Is the only reader of an obscure web novel titled Three Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. After reading the last chapter, the novel suddenly becomes reality as this omnipotent hero appears before him. Okay, there we go. As the only person who knows how to survive in this world, Kim and his companions must now survive. I'm sorry, must now save the planet by writing a new ending. Cute. That sounds good. Now I have to find out where you can watch it. Prime Video. Is it free on Prime Video? Because we have that. Currently unavailable to watch in your location. Of course not. But that's okay. We can find it. We can find it no matter what. I'm sure it's available somewhere. Oh yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you for the suggestion, goddess. I'll totally look into it. I do like that kind of stuff. Okay, so let me try to find some kind of music that I can play that's peaceful in the background, not Lizzo. Maybe I will do some BNL because BNL is always nice. It's so loud. Okay, we'll just do it like that. Let's see. All right. So I think uh I was saying while ads were on, but I think I'm gonna just keep the background on this kind of basic because it's not really the focus, it's the background. So I can do a very simple, dark, starry sky, like a night sky. Because what's supposed to pop on this is the aurora that I covered up here in the middle. But I still want it to end up looking like a tree. So I'll figure out what to do for the star on top, if anything. Uh, and I want to leave room on the bottom to put a trunk as well. So I think I'll kind of go darker on top and I'll kind of gradient a little bit, not much, but a little bit, and have it more faded on the bottom. Because skies tend to be darker the higher up you look, and they tend to get more faint as you get closer to the horizon. So I think I'll do that. So I think I will wet it down with some clean water. Okay. You tilt it, make sure it looks wet everywhere. It does, and not too much, not too little. It's pretty good. All right. So I already got some bluish color. I think it's a mixture of one day, I promise you, I'm going to get cerulean because I keep wanting to call it that, and I really need it on my palette. It's a mixture of, I believe, an ultramarine, either deep or French ultramarine, and Prussian blue over here. So I think I'll start with that down the bottoms, uh, or just in a variety of places. There's a little violet in here too, so I think I'll add a little bit of that in there. If I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy you furniture for your house. And if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a cake car, a nice reliant automobile. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. If I the tree for in our yard, you could help, it wouldn't be hard. Stand out for us little pre-wrapped sausages and things. I can't blame him. Yeah. If I had a million days, what now do we feel to that square? And finally had that yet with a laugh and a feeling. You knew with basic fear. In the years on fire, your you should do million days. If we million days, it'd be a million diamonds. All right, let me hit with one more layer. But not a real train dress, that's cruel. A Picasso or a Garfunkel. Adventure is landed a monkey. I'd buy your love. $1 million. Make me rich. K-Arts. Hey, welcome in. How you doing today? I am working further on our work from Thursday, the tree that we were trying to do with the Aurora Borealis in it. I decided to do a, let me finish this, sorry. I decided to do a, like a night sky behind it to make it pop. At least that's the hope. Yeah. Yeah. Let's stare at the ceiling clouds. I shouldn't have gone back over that again. I'm gonna let it dry. How are you, Hannah? Uh, you're hanging in there. You tried one of these this weekend for fun. It turned out cute so far. No kidding. If you want, you are free to join my Discord if you want. I'm sure another fun Discord added to your list. If not, don't worry about it. But if you like to share, the link to my Discord is down in my About section, and you can post it in the general chat in there, and then we can look at it if you want to. If not, just talking about it is funny. You don't have to do anything I say. If anything, you can describe what it looks like. I'd love to know. Right. I'm going to try to hide some of my crimes by going back over this with one last pass. Oh, stay. Don't you dare come up. Right. Let's get some indigo on the top and really try to lay it on thick. There we go. That's the kind of dark sky I like to see. Yeah. Wanna fall away. Not here to let me take you home. Here we go. I think that'll get the sky dark like I want. Let that sit for a second, then I'll finish drying it. Um, it was a more galaxy one. Fun. I haven't finished it yet, waiting for it to dry. Ah, understood. That'll be awesome. I can't wait to see it. You'll definitely have to share it once you've got it to a point where you're satisfied with it. I clearly you've seen I love space stuff. Even if I'm not like great at replicating actual space, I still love my mind's eye abstract space. It's close enough for me. Yeah. Well, this is what I typically use. I don't have gouache in any way, shape, or form. It's on my list of things to want to get someday. But I use this and it works really well. I put a touch of water in it, and I either use a toothbrush if I'm wanting fine stars, or I do like a thinner brown brush, and then I load it up, dab a little bit so I don't make a mess, and then smack it on the side of a thicker brush to flick some stars on it. And as you can see from my board, I get it everywhere, and on my swatch, I get it everywhere. It goes absolutely everywhere. Is what I'm trying to say. I am daring. I'm messy. It works out pretty well though. Daring, brave, stupid, any of those work. Probably the last one. All right, I'm gonna let that part dry and the edges on the tape there. I don't really care about that so much. I'll peel it in a minute. No, I've had a lot of good luck with using the acrylic ink for my stars. I've got a little container here. This is almost entirely what I use this for. Clearly, you can see it's just has dried in there over time. Um, yeah, I just usually put a couple drops of this in it. I actually need to get some more. It's running really low. It's about a third of the way full right now. No, it works really well. I just put a couple drops of it, usually a tiny little bit of water. And then, like I said, I either use my toothbrush here for fine stars, and then I will grab my small round brush, this other guy, like a number 2 or 4 or something, 2. And I'll just dab a little bit and I'll get most of it off. And then I'll use a thicker brush and I'll just smack where I want the bigger stars to be. And then if I want some really big stars, I'll put a little dot with intent. And then if I want like a little, what do I call it, lens flare kind of effect, I've got some white gel pens that I use with a ruler, and I'll do some straight line, like a vertical, horizontal, and then some like an X or a cross. Usually works out pretty well. Do I have a link I can put in chat for the Discord for my Discord? It is in my about section, but I can go grab it really quick. It should be a permanent link. Let's see. And paste Rooney. It should be that one right there. That should get you right to my Discord link. And I will keep it up to the side just in case. Let me go grab that Discord. Here, so there's a couple options. I've got a general channel, and then I also have a paint along, which I haven't started using yet, which is pretty much just what we were just talking about. So if you want to use that paint along section, if that makes sense, you can put it there. My channel is so new and so low noise, you can pretty much do anything you want in there and it won't really matter. All right. So I'll put that aside for the moment. So let me think. I want to also put in potentially some trees in the background. I'm not great at tree design, but I can try it. And then it'll help cover up some of the areas where there's mess. So I could consider doing that, but I never quite know. You're here. Hey, welcome in. I see you in Discord. And I think I made the paint along channel open to everybody. If not, I'll tweak the permissions on it. Just let me know if it's not visible. Let's see. I can also edit channel and look myself permissions. It is not a private channel, so it should be available to post in. Yeah. Hey. So I'm thinking maybe trees, like really abstract trees. I don't know. Um, but if I do trees, they also need to go over the part of the sky where the aurora is happening. So let me hit it with the heat gun one more time to make sure it's totally dry, and then we'll peel up the triangle in the middle. All right. Let's hit that. Let's see if it leaked underneath it or if it worked. It's not fine. Of course, it leaked under it. Man, that is just always the freaking case for me. My tape, no matter how hard I press it down, leaks. It leaks through the gaps. Man, it absolutely leaked through. So, can we recover any of it? Well, maybe. See if we can peel some of it back. I don't think so. I think it dried. No, I mean, in a way, it ended up making a really interesting design. It's not perfect, but it definitely did a thing. Um, and what's sad is even this part of the area where I taped the original triangle and not even the middle part, even it leaked. And here. So this tape, it lets everything underneath it. That's so disappointing. Oh, I pressed that down firmly too. It must have peeled up from brushing back and forth on it. If I did, if I with intent didn't wipe my wet brush over the top of it, it probably would have handled it well. But hey, you know what? It's gonna be fine. And worst case scenario, we're just gonna accept it the way it is, and we can always make a new one, which is why I've got another one right here. So we can always try it again. All right. Um, well, now that we don't care anymore, now that we don't care, it does look cool. It looks like it has a pattern to it in a way. So that's why I'm going to keep going with it. All right. Oh, I mean, this is such a no brand tape. This was Amazon bulk tape. Like it has no brand on it or anything. It probably came from China. Literally has no branding on the inside of the roll, just white. So yes, I need to work on my I need to work on my I need to work on my supplies a little. Got my Frankincense and myrrh. She thought that I was making fun of her. She made me feel I was 14 again. It's the same tape. It looks like a spaceship to me. Oh, in the middle? Oh, it kind of does look like a spaceship. Where can I wrong with it? It's the same tape Nichiban one is manufactured name like Scotch. I have to go back and look at the original listing to see like if there's even a brand associated with it. I think it was just generic masking tape of this measurement. Like it was super generic. You got it yesterday. The stars and the trees and clear. I'm school at work. Every man who comes on a picture. All is no made of and if it feeling and if you go. Oh, the tree on it now looks like an interdimensional portal in the sky. I think we're just gonna go with whatever you guys see. Because I think it all works. All the things I'm only saying that found you when we will just can the same. Here to me, yes, everything of my been we think You to play a game of who knows better than who. If you talk, I will answer, and if you can, I'll pick you up, and if you pour, it's disaster. You think there's all that. Interesting, it didn't scrub up as easily as on Friday. Yeah, weird, right? I don't get that. Into me, you're mine. Now I think my inside and always and if you fall, I'll pick you up. And if you fall, the sense I'll point you home. We won't be moved. I'll never do it. And it's crazy and start to think that you do. And then I'm wondering if it's because it sized being wet. I don't know what that means. Frog tape, huh? I've heard of that. Frog tape also works better than the blue, but I feel it leaves the residue. Oh, yeah, blue tape has been really good to me. I usually have really good luck with the actual blue painter's tape. It only leaves paint behind under the tape if I didn't really press it down, or if I oversaturated the hell out of it. If I put way too much water on there, I screw it up. I'm trying to think if I want to do something smarter here. Um, if we're thinking that this doesn't look like the sky from a aurora anymore, I could just not get stars on that part. What do you think? Well, I didn't cut that perfectly. It's a little closer. So I can get stars on one side and then stars on the other, and try to focus on just getting it in the upper part of the sky and just call it for whatever the hell this turned out to be. Lightning sounds big, lightning. Chances are that snow. Heck. What I'd like to do that I haven't done for a while is do some of the watercolor inks on the mineral paper. But that's so hard to do on stream because once I get it started, I can't do anything else. I can't move it. I can't dry it. It has to dry on its own. So it's got to be something I do at the very end of my stream. And then I dry it and I show you next time. I might do that. When you size the paper is when you wet it down and activate the sizing chemical they use in making the paper. So paint basically sinks into the fiber of the paper more. Oh, that's possible because I will say I'm pretty sure that this paper is not the Arches paper, but I'm not entirely sure. Um, I have one right here. It's hard to tell, but I don't know if it is. There's a repetition to the design, a tiny bit on this paper, but it might be. I don't know. Now I'm curious. No, no, definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. So there's a repetition in the texture on this paper. You can see it right there. Do you see the repetition of the pattern? And that's on this. This is Arch's paper. It does not have the same repetition of pattern. It has some repetition, but it's not the same thing. It's close, but it's not the same. They're close. This is probably that 400 series Strathmore paper, which would make sense. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a tiny bit of water in here. And let me wet my brush and get some of this. And I'm gonna knock off some of it because if it builds up, it'll come off in a giant splotch, and I don't want that. See, like that comes off in a giant blotch. If I can get that off of there. In a dangerous time. In a dangerous time. See, I thought about doing that. Said turkey, artful turkey, for those who don't know. Artful turkey tapes off sections like you did. However, on the edge puts masking fluid. Then it doesn't paint over the tape at all to keep the bleeds from happening. That makes so much sense. We can try that on the next one. I think that'll work just fine. I think I'll probably just call this one, instead of it being a Christmas tree, it's just going to be a portal or spaceship or triangle in the sky. I'm just going to call this one, and we can try again on the other one. So let's peel it up. It's just a dangerous time. We'll burn in a dangerous time. You'll live and learn. And for me, I learn eventually. Yeah, that's cute. Regardless of what it was meant to be, it came out kind of neat. It's different. All right, they can go back here for the moment. I am going to clean up my water since I've got white acrylic paint in it. And I'm gonna wash my hand because I got paint on my thumb as well. I got an indigo thumb. See, it did turn out cute. All right. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm in mute. Okay, I'm back. Now, what can we do? How can I learn from my mistakes and try to do that again? So, I think it's a damn good question. If I want to do this kind of idea again, if I want to do just the sky part, I may skip doing the trees this time, and I may do just the aurora part. I got paint on the back of my finger too. Well, that'll come off. Anyway, if I do the aurora again in a triangle, dry it, mask it off. I do have my masking fluid over here, and I can use that. To the outside first, do you think? I could do that. Do the mask like I did earlier. Hmm. If I want to be a tree, it really requires a lot of thought because it's the reverse to what you normally do. It's light in the middle and dark on the outside. So if I did a tree, like a Christmas tree, I'd want the trunk part to also be light. So I'd want to do a triangle and potentially a trunk, or I'll do the triangle and I'll do the trunk and like the star and the garland add an metallic paint. Then it doesn't really make sense for a sky. I'm overthinking it. I do tend to overthink. I could just do and then plan after, but I like sometimes having some kind of plan. Well, let's do the stuff that I know and take it down at least. Have you hanging off like Lexington kind of ball and chain? You can see where you're going. You can follow me wherever I go. Be my, be my, your follower. And here we go, I like to swear big plans. Oh no, here we go, you're going to sing what? I'm not gonna try to introduce that. I'll maybe stepping on pins and needles. It's okay. And all these people and trying to breaking up the deal. I'm being way less precious with this one, which is ironic because it's the repair job one. I don't like doing repair jobs. I don't know. I mean, it's important to fix my mistakes, but I also need to own them. Yeah, whatever. Overthinking it. Just do. I'm also already an hour and a half in. Dude, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. I'm hungry. Instead of that, how about I use no lesson learned? Use the blue tape. Ugh, I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm just gonna try it. Page two, page three, spread. Let's play it. Doing it to you. How's cutting this gonna go? Since I can't turn it, we're just gonna try it. God. Why do I do things the way I do them? I messed that one up. Let's go higher up. I did not quite get the tip on that well, but we'll be all right. Stop going for perfection. It's like saying you're never going to be perfect. You're just going to be adequate. Just go for adequate. All right. My inner voice is not always wrong. You and near each other in event. To continue to shine. Oh, oh, watch out, we need right near those legs. Good wood girl. There we go. Bam. You can. I was sitting here trying to read this, and I took my glasses off. One sec. There is a way. You can also, if you wanted, do a second coat of the galaxy to blend the lines in. Yeah. Trying to visualize what you meant. Well, what I'm thinking, what I originally wanted was aurora on the inside, normal sky behind it, right? I wanted it to effectively be like this on the one with the bleeds. Oh, over the top of this? Nah, I'm happy leaving it the way it is. Going back and trying to redo my rework over my mistakes tends to go haywire, so I'm just gonna kind of run with this. But I can, to try to mitigate problems, like you said, use some of the masking fluid. Probably shouldn't have shaken it. Whatever. I also found that with masking fluid, hydrate. Well, that's probably a good idea. Unfortunately, my hydration is coffee, but we're gonna run with it. Um, I- Thank you, guys. Whoa. Oh, that was cheaper than I thought it was gonna be. Geez, it's just hollow. It just goes in there. All right, well, put this back. Why in the hell do I do the things that I do? I should have taken this out. I should have just pulled it back where it was. Ugh. Sometimes. You ever had those days where you just want to throw in the fucking towel and just say, why did I even bother getting up today? I'm having one of those moments. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, what I was trying to say is these are silicone tips. They're for sculpting. And I find it works really well with masking fluid. Because using masking fluid on a brush, it just gets in the bristles of the brush and you can just never get it out again. So this works pretty well. It also smells like seafood. You ever notice that? Masking fluid smells kind of seafoody. It's kind of a smart idea. Use it kind of like sealant. Make sure I actually got this in the middle like I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I have and I use for the same thing. Yeah, it works so well. I got a multi-pack of them. I can't really show moving my camera, but I can pick this up and show it. I got a 5-pack of these blue tipped ones and a 5-pack of these white tipped ones right here. And the white tipped ones have these metal balls on the end. So you can use that for sculpting. It's not going to focus. No, that's fine. Needless to say, they have little balls on the end. There we go. Yeah, they work really well. It smells worse the more latex it has in it. No kidding. Well, it's a decent brand. It's Winsor Newton, so it's probably legit. It's lasted me a really long time. There's still a crap ton in there. I have to be careful not to tilt it too much because if it'll build up on top and make a layer, and I'm just wasting fluid. Yeah, it was a good set. They all came together. The whole 10-pack came together. It's a good deal. And I mean, as it's drying, it peels right off. So I don't have to worry about a lot of mess at all. It's great. Everyone so trust to me. Everyone is, everyone is a trust to me. All right. So lessons from last time. I'm doing the outside first, then the inside. Second lesson, I'm going to hit the outside with just one pass. I'm not going to do like the 3-pass thing I tried to do because it caused more problems for myself. And then when I peel and I put the Aurora on the inside of it and I let it dry, I'm just going to do stars over the whole thing. No trees, just sky, done. And then I might do a final accent layer, doing the trunk and any possible like tree ornamentation or accoutrement, and then just call it. And then I won't have time for the second part today, which was just going to be tracing on a light box because I'm going to finish the day and I'm going to eat. But my goal is going to be to trace this guy, Voyager, and get started for that. Do I know Anthony Wheeler? I have seen Anthony Wheeler art online. I think I watched this stream one time. I just haven't gone back just because I'm lazy like that. But I have seen him and I follow him. Yeah. Let me try this out. Did I join the art exchange that he did? No. What is that? Before I assume anything, what is an art exchange or his version of an art exchange? Did I actually get any in the middle? It looks too white. I don't trust it anymore. Ugh. Every time I try to sing along with Stephen Page, it doesn't work out for me. She sings so high. Okay. Now that is a giant thick layer of this stuff. It's not going anywhere. More of an Ed Robinson guy myself. And the paper left and right there, son. Well, that's cute. For the holidays, he does a secret exchange. They swap our names and we send a postcard sized piece of art to one another. Oh, that's a cute idea. I'd feel terrible sending my garbage to anybody, but I mean, if somebody likes what I do and they appreciate it, then that's worth it. I'm just being self-deprecating. I Again, for anyone who does not know who is watching or watches something in the future, I am not a professional. I've been doing this for maybe a year and a half from no knowledge. So I'm just learning as I go and I'm trying to improve steadily. And because of that, I'm like I'm like a person on a balance beam. I sometimes ride the straight and narrow. Sometimes I lean toward slow, methodical, and learning. And then sometimes I just forget myself and forget everything and I just go for it. And sometimes my go for it's work because I start leaning on knowledge from stuff that I taught myself. Or I go totally fucking crazy and I forget everything that I've learned and I make stupid mistakes. So I am sometimes all over the place, is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes, always, whatever. I'm gonna let that dry, but while I'm doing that, I think I'm gonna replicate the sky the same as I did, and I'm just going to try to be around the edges and not in the middle. A lot of us are hobbies and self-taught. Well, that's good. It makes me not feel quite so bad. I just I don't want to go to school for it. I've already done that for my professional life way back, and the rest was just on-the-job training over the years and self-taught for that. And for this, I just want it to be a hobby. I do it for fun, exclusively for fun, not for money, not for anything else, not for anyone else. It's just I'm streaming so that I can be consistent about painting. If I had more time that I felt like dedicating in my day after I got off work, I would do this more than twice a week. But twice is enough to keep me doing it. 100 and plus 100 plus days a year is good practice time for me. But yeah, if I wanted to be far better, I would be doing a lot more training. And I think overall, I think I would enjoy training kind of on the go. Like as people come in with their knowledge, and if they want to help teach me, I'm happy to accept like, minor corrections, course corrections. Hey, this would work better if you do this. Hey, maybe try this next time because of blah blah blah, like you've been doing. I love and appreciate that. Um, I don't want it to be a full course, in how to do things, but at the same time, I I appreciate steadily getting better versus being force fed, a course and doing better. You know, all that's to say, I'm clearly going to make mistakes, and I'm fine with that. I may sound disappointed in my voice, but the reality is, I'm so happy to have gotten something down on paper. Right, let me get some. Add that to there. Hey, Desert, welcome in. Um, this is basically what I'm doing, learning from watching others and from mistakes. I used to do acrylics, but my back is so bad I can't wash the brushes up after. So I switched to watercolor and colored pencil. Acrylics scare the hell out of me. I know it's so weird, right? So let me turn this down. So everything in my experience and everything in my witness of other people doing any kind of painting based art is they usually start with acrylics. And then, of course, ads are starting. Can I skip the damn ads? I don't think I can skip them now that they started. I'll wait until ads are done. Some of you pay to skip ads with Nitro. You're still here, but I'm just going to wait. I'll spend this time drawing. I already forgotten what I was going to say anyway. I remember what I was going to say. Excuse me. Oh, damn, these ads take forever. Hurry up. Can I miss a little spot right there? Or is that masking fluid? Oh, that's masking fluid. That's funny. I'll peel it off. That'll just end up being one really bright white star. It works. Now you can on the big ten. Stay there. I did this earlier, Desert. It was going to be a Christmas tree where the tree was the aurora and the normal sky was behind it. That was going to just starred over the whole thing. But when I taped over to the aurora to do the stars, I didn't fill in the gaps with masking fluid or do anything to protect it. And all the stuff leaked in. That and because I painted over the triangle, which I really should not do. So I caused my own problem. but Data suggested it could be either a spaceship or a portal to another realm or something. So that's what I'm going with. It's intentional. It was meant to be that. So that was to the side. So I'm kind of redoing it in a way, but I'm not going to do trees. I'm doing it the other direction. Instead of doing the triangle first, I'm doing the outer part, peeling that off. I'm going to tape off the sky, and I'm going to do the interior part of the aurora. Then when that's dry, I'll peel it all off, and I'm just going to add stars to it and call it. That one will be all in one. And then maybe I'll add trunk and other stuff to make it like a tree. Did that finish? They did. Okay, great. Um, so what I was gonna say, if I remember, hang on, collecting my thoughts. We were talking about acrylic. Yes. It amazes me. So when you hear of traditional artists and the way that they trained and started, they usually start with oil or acrylics. And then when they try to go in later and learn watercolor, they say it's a nightmare to learn, even though they've already learned how to paint using acrylics and oil. I'm kind of doing the other way around, partly in that I started with watercolor, but I don't think I ever want to leave it. And the reason for me, I think, is because I don't feel like I've got the what's the word I'm looking for? The steady hand of a surgeon, like the steady hand people have to paint with, to be very intentional and specific with their brushstrokes. I feel like I don't quite have that skill. So being able to do stuff that's a little bit more abstract feels so much easier and approachable for me. And I feel like watercolor is way more forgiving in that respect. And I think it helps that I'm learning this. And for all I know, it may turn out that I may try to paint something with acrylic someday and find out that it's easier than anything because I started with the difficult thing. Or I'm going to have the same feeling and this is going to be easy and acrylic is going to be a nightmare for me. I'm not sure which. Data said, I find myself trying to paint with watercolor the way I paint with acrylic. I have to keep reminding myself that it's a different beast altogether. Yeah, right. And I see that when you're doing it. I put the VIP in your Discord. Oh, we're in progress. Let's see. Hi, welcome in. Hello. Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's so cute. Let me move this over and share it really quick. That is just so cute. I feel like that might be a little too bright. Let me go find that and lower the brightness on that. I'm pretty sure I know why. Hang on. Hold, 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 hold. There we go. I had to brighten it for when I'm sharing Firefox. For some reason, Firefox is ridiculously dark when I share it. So I have to increase the brightness because I shared a YouTube video one day and it just did not work. It's so cute. I love it. It's super cute. I love it. The colors on that are great. And see, I love the little twirly garland. It makes it look like kind of like a railway or a roller coaster circling around a mountain or something. It's so cool. I love all the holds. Yeah. Yeah, I'm goofy. That's cute. I love that. Yeah, see, it's such a cute idea, isn't it? Like you don't have to fight with doing the shape of the Christmas tree. You just make a triangle and make it fun and abstract and different on the inside of it and make the tree pieces be any of the extra added effects and accoutrements and ornaments and strands of lights and the star and the trunk and any of the side stuff can be on top of that, but your base is just a freaking triangle. But it's like a triangle with intent. You know what I mean? I absolutely love that. It's such a cool idea. I wish it was mine. Well, not really. I'm happy to copy people's like theory. I don't want to copy what they do. while all the holds, yes, hold, holding, hold the line. All right, let's peel this up, and then we're going to put new tape along the outer part of this triangle. And with me masking fluid, oh, that one's kind of stuck. It's okay. Well, that worked way better. That's a nice clean triangle. And didn't you put the lines like the one with the rocket? I did. It is right here. Let me clear some stuff away so I can get through it. These are my aside from the larger paintings I've got over there that were abstract and I want to like cut to size if I need them. I've got all my stuff in here. Here we go. I did this the other day at the same time. So I did some ornaments. And then yeah, this one. I did this guy. And that one's it just triggered me to want to do more of them. I love that. Seriously, I'm probably just gonna do more nebula at some point. More of the just plain nebula ones are cute. I absolutely love how that came out. And then I've got all kinds of abstract side stuff on here that can be just full page. Like I love this one. That one came out so neat. And this one, the little antique hot air balloon, right? It's a rocket one. It's a Voyager. It's from Star Trek. This guy. Little guy on top is a little starship. Like a top-down view of the starship. Little Voyager. I have one up here. Is it easy to get to? Yeah, it's right there. I have some Star Trek models. It's this one. His guide. You can see the shape of it. But this is Voyager. Incredibly pretty ship. It's one of the prettiest Star Trek Federation starships that they ever designed for a TV show. It's such a pretty and sleek shape. I absolutely appreciate it. It's such a great design. I have a bunch of them. I don't have the whole set. It was from Eagle Moss used to make these starships. They're partial plastic and partial die-cast metal. And well, look at me, I'm dropping stuff. Hopefully they didn't break something. Let me see. Might have. What did I do? Oh, it was a piece of the clip fell off while I was moving it. These are old. So yeah, the little piece of the clip broke off that holds the ship on while I was moving it. So it probably won't hold it anymore. Let me see. Set it down. No, it holds it. Um, I'll put it back. Oh, please, I'll put it back on the shelf. But no, it's super cute. These were made by Eagle Moss, a company that used to do a subscription service where you pay, I forget how much it was, like $50 a month or something, and they would send you 2 ships like that. And they went out of business a couple of years ago, and their license was bought by I can't remember the name of it. I'm spacing. No pun intended. Yeah, some brand, I forget who, bought the license to all of those ships, and they continued making brand new ships under a new license under a subscription model. So they started doing all of the new ships that have started coming out since Beagle Moss went under. so current fans can get current ships, and they're made pretty much the same way, I believe. So super cool. I absolutely love them. They all come the same way with these little black stands with a little plastic little peg thing that plugs into it, and somehow or another holds on to the ship. I'm gonna move it over here before I break it further. Trust me, it's not the first time I've broken pieces of them before. I've broken them. I had a D Space Nine, the station, and I dropped it from like a half a foot, and it shattered half the arms off of it. I was really disappointed that day. Yeah, I thought there's another Voyager because I love that ship, and then just random night sky, water, just yeah, just a bunch of side stuff so that I've got plenty of options for doing greeting cards for friends and family. And honestly, there's more here than I have friends and family, so I'm covered. Okay, this guy. Let's go ahead and because we're starting to run late and food is gonna be done before I know it. My lab's over there saving away in the kitchen. So let me haul ass and get this done quick. So let's get tape in here. I have to take my glasses off again so I can see. Put it along this line, allowing for a little bit of overlap. Okay. And a long one this way. It's gonna be way easier to mask off. Okay. Okay, nice. Oh, he said nice. There is still a little tiny bit of masking fluid right in the middle. You can see it. There we go. No, I still have paint on my fingernail. Whatever. I know getting my oil for my hand is probably a bad idea. But it's okay. Arches is pretty good about resisting that. All right. We'll see how that goes. All right. Last piece. I need to get some better eraser too. The one I've got, I really should just throw it away. The thing is, it causes more harm than anything right now. We do have like a little drafting set, and it has, I think that's a little bit too not on the line. Let me try that again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this eraser is garbage. Don't ever use this kind of eraser on your watercolor paper. It just smudges the hell out of it. Just lesson learned. I have it over here because I'm an idiot, but I'm not using it anymore. It's just, it does not work. All right. Uh, yeah, they're terrible. So I'm going to try to replicate some of the colors in this, but I'm going to try to go richer. So I'm just going to just go for it. So I am going to wet it down really quick. Clean water. We get a kneadable eraser. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's I don't I don't think it's in this set. I think my other half has uh it might be put up over there. Yeah. I don't really need it. That kneadable eraser. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, this one by Faber Castell. Yeah, so we got one. I just have to remember to use it. It's not often that I use like pencil, but I should more often. Um, Usually when I go to trace something, I actually like tracing in ink. It's been a while, but when I trace the ships like I plan to do, I'm going to use ink on the paper to do all the hard lines and edges for the ship, and then I'm just going to kind of fill the gaps in between. But when I use pencil, I'm going to start using this. We'll probably get more of them. Cause yeah, it works way better. Cleanly. All right. That is wet. I don't want there to be puddles, so let me grab some of that back out of there. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, let's act fast. Let's get some yellowish colors going on. And that ended up making a nice neon green by doing just a touch of green in there with it. And then I'll pick up some of the green from here and fill in some of the gaps a little bit. Okay. And let's get some of this kind of magenta color going. All right. And orange. Won't you please forgive me? I have a Mr. Pen premium eraser that works well. Then the white ones are okay. Small pen type erasers. Oh, I know the one you mean, I think. The like the one where it's like the whole thing has an eraser instead of pen and you can increase the length and it starts wearing down like those. I'm going to attempt some urban sketching for my trade. Really? Urban sketching, like going out, finding something out and about and sketching it down. That's cool. That's cool. All right. I think that's pretty much all I'm doing with this. I don't want to go crazy with it. And it's also drying. Will be drying before too long. Just wanted some color in the middle. Doesn't really look like Aurora, but that's fine. Yeah, that rough bit in the middle is where I rubbed it with my finger. So you can totally tell it doesn't like that. I may need to cover that up with just something. That's too much. I have to pull a lot of that off. That was bigger than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it left some little blobs in there. That's okay. It's going to be mostly covered up with stars anyway. I don't even think I'm going to call that an aurora because it doesn't look like one. I'm just going to let it be what it is. All right. Yeah. So urban sketching and then watercoloring it. That's going to be cool. Do you have do you have an Instagram or anything where you posting the stuff that you do, or you just don't like posting it? I always like Instagram for sharing stuff like this because like I try to post everything, even the garbage, but I feel it's garbage because I want to show the good and the bad. And maybe someday it will be more mostly good. So yeah. Eh, You post a little on Turkey, also Discord, but not on socials. No, totally understood. Like seriously, I barely do social. I purely do Instagram and I think Threads because it's connected to it, and Facebook because they're all the same account system. But that's it aside from here. So I totally get that. And I like Instagram because at least originally it was pictures done. And then they started doing reels and the videos and all that have taken over. But pictures, I love it for being able to post pictures more than anything. All right. I think that's good for that. Let's go ahead and peel this. We can get stars on it. We can see if we like it. And then we can tell them like, wow, that was not dry. Or a water seeped underneath it still, even though? What the fucking hell? Oh, it seeps underneath it because I wet it down. I shouldn't have done like wet on wet in that space because it just seeps underneath it. Oh, let's dry it to see what it does. Oh, um, seriously, I promise you, we're gonna hit this a third time on Thursday because I want to get this fucking right. Part of my fudge. I'm gonna do a part one, part two, and then part three is gonna be the one. I'm gonna figure out how to do this without screwing it up. Because the next lesson for this next one is gonna be do what I did the first time, maybe make the triangle a little smaller because the point went off the top. Then paint the inside. But I'm gonna do it wet on dry and very barely wet on dry because I don't want to seep underneath the tape again. So silly. It's so fucking silly. All right. Let's get this shit done. All right. So I'm sorry, I'm swearing. Let me grab this. I'm not gonna go with the toothbrush this time. Let me actually grab some water and let's get some stars on this. Light now, said building in the machine. It just measures out the distance, and then the eliminates the forks between. And portrait satellite, and then a moment of the end. Was you both the areas from the hands, and you spit me the bending. You know, sometimes, oh yeah, you gotta zoom in to see the pain. Join with me. I will also get some Payne's Gray and well, here, before I ruin it further, should I do some dark stars on top of it too, or should I just stick with light colored stars? What are your thoughts? Because once it's on there, there's no taking it off. Should I leave it just light colored stars or add dark ones too? Just light? I'm glad I asked before I committed. But what I might do, eh, maybe just white. Maybe just white. Maybe just stick to white. White is fine. Yeah, I'm leaving it the hell alone. Why do something to make me more upset? Good call. Good call. All right, let's put this stuff up. Up. That is upside down. That one. Yeah, so I'm just, there we go. And this one goes there. Perfect. You can go to the side and get out of my face. Oh, the other white that I've got that I don't use ever because it's really dummy, but I think that's just me needing to learn to use it, is this. I think I just need to shake it thoroughly and then put a little bit in the bottom of the container and just really mix in some additional water. And I think it works well for stars too. I just haven't really used a lot of it. I need to, but this is another one of the options when I start running low of that acrylic ink, the white acrylic. So let me dry this off so we can peel it and call it a night. Clearly, it doesn't look anything like the Voyager one, but it's okay. I think I'm gonna peel it, and then next week, not next week, Thursday, I will probably hit it again and do the extra bits I was talking about, doing the trunk and maybe like some garland or something, and I maybe break out the pearlescent and metallic set and just play and finish it with that. See, that peeled works out great. Yeah, that's all right. Sorry, you're really zoomed in now. Let me zoom out and then bring you closer. Oh, that's an interesting effect. Uh, okay. I'm being stupid. Yeah, I came out all right. That weird aurora, like the bleeding that it did, like you can see it when you're up close on it, especially on the bottom, like right there and on the bottom. But it's okay. It's all right. It's cute for what it is. And I think when I finish it and put a little trunk on the bottom and then do some garland around it, I think that'll finish it off. So I'll do that on Thursday. And then I can finally start on the Star Trek one that I wanted to do as well. I will grab some 9x12 arches and I'm going to do this one's complicated. I'm going to wait for this one, but I'll do this Voyager one. And we'll do ourselves a Voyager. It's been a while. I want to try to do a nice, pretty scene instead of just the abstract stuff. So I'll figure that out then. For now, though, I'm going to head out. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me move my Voyager before I knock him over again. And let's do some shout outs. All right. Please check out everyone here who has chatted today and anybody else who is lurking. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is Bear. I feel like I've been barely watercoloring today, so I fit my theme. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday at 4 Pacific time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. All right, guys, have a great rest of your evening. I will see you later. Have a great week. Bye.